the Republic of Union of Myanmar. This was our very first trip for our project about ASEAN, and it was an amazing introduction to the many wonderful things this region has to offer. Myanmar is also quite often called Burma, which is how the country was named in old text. The country has borders with India, Bangladesh, China, Laos, and Thailand, and has a population around 51 million people. Although the largest city is Rangoon, the country's capital is now Naypyidaw, which is located 320 kilometers north of Rangoon. The earliest record speaks of the Piu city based in the north of the country and the Mon kingdoms in the southern regions. When the Burma people arrived in the late 10th century and established the Pagan kingdom around 1050s, the language and culture and Buddhism became dominant in the region. In the 16th century, Burma was at one point the largest empire in the history of Southeast Asia, covering the present-day India, most areas of Thailand, Laos, and parts of Cambodia and China. This empire did not last long. From the 1600s onward, the country's borders were constantly changing, as it was involved in wars with the neighboring countries as well as internal strife. Burma was a British colony for more than 120 years, from 1824 until 1948. After independence, the country enjoyed only a short period of democracy before a military coup ousted the elected government. From 1962 until 2011, the country was ruled by the military. Student protests in 1988 were brutally repressed, yet set in motion changes that eventually resulted in elections in 2010, which paved the way for more civilian government. Myanmar, a member of ASEAN since 1997, has a rich history, and it has a wealth of natural resources which will help to drive its economy in the decades to come. Some of the most important sites to visit in the country include the Chowedagong Temple in Rangoon, the city of Mandalay, and of course the Valley of Bagan, with its thousands of temples and pagodas.
Hello, welcome to Myanmar.
Our very first interview in Myanmar was with an organization called Equality Myanmar. Here, we learned much of the recent history of the country, including the process of the student demonstrations in 1988 to the present activities aimed at promoting human rights.
Welcome to Yangon. My name is Aung Myo Min. I'm the director of Equality Myanmar, that organization working on human rights education and human rights advocacy in the country. Our country was a closed country. It was under the military dictatorship from 1962 to 1988. And it was run by a very strong person called General Ne Win. But in 1988, the whole country staged a demonstrations because they cannot take any longer under the iron-fitted government. So we have a movement called 8888 movement, August 8, 1988. This is the day we started nationwide uprising. So the government tried to stop it by using very brutal violence and crackdown. The government stepped down, and we have a kind of strict democracy. Unfortunately, in September, military staged a coup, and they arrested many of the political activists after 23 years in exile. Country suddenly changed and used more open political systems. So situation is a little bit better than before. So we used to have more than 6,000 political prisoners because they speak out against the government. Government was not happy with that, so they put every oppositions and activists behind the bar. Right now, almost every political prisoners are released from the prisons, and we have a parliament, and the government is not the military government anymore. Now we have a right to assembly, right to association, but everything has a limitations. It's not open. There's some kind of restrictions. Political activists stay under watch, and Some of the medias were arrested because they write something about the government. Government is civilians, but 25% of the parliament are from the military.
So, what are the human rights?
Human rights is the thing that everyone, regardless of sex, religion, ethnicity, language, entitled to enjoy. We are human beings, so everyone has a dignity, and we need human rights to live with dignity. We want liberty, and we want protection.
What inspired you to get involved with human rights?
The inspiration is I believe in human rights. That is, say that human rights is universal. Everyone entitled to enjoy the human rights. And also another inspiration is my non-discrimination principle. No one should discriminate against anyone for any reasons.
And why are human rights important for ASEAN?
ASEAN, 10 countries, every country has their own different political and human rights problems. As an association for 10 countries, we must understand the situation. We try to find a way how to make better human rights situation for each country. In ASEAN, we don't have a good human rights convention or human rights monitoring system yet. Our ASEAN country region is behind the other regions. So we need to promote for better human rights protection and promotion.
How will sovereignty in ASEAN present a challenge for human rights?
Human rights has no boundaries. Yeah, we respect the sovereignty, but sovereignty should not be a kind of defense for human rights violation by the defenders, by the government. So if something happens and if some major human rights violation taking place in one country, it's the responsibility of the neighboring countries to stop and to protect. It's the responsibility of the region because this country is a member of the region.
Is it possible to fix human rights?
Everybody must have a courage to claim your right when your right is violated. And everybody is committed to defend rights of yourself and rights of the other people.
So today we are going to General Aung San house.
After our very interesting discussion with the people at Equality Myanmar, we went to visit the home of General Aung San, considered the father of modern-day Burma. Sim, our artist, drew pictures of General Aung San and his house while we were taking a tour.
A lot of time to drawing the Aung San house for like 30 minutes to draw all of it because we have some problem about the stairs and some kind of they didn't have one, so they're hard to do.
General Aung San was the national leader fight against the British and Japanese before the independence. So he brought the independence to us. He was the main leader, so we pay full respect to him. But unfortunately, he was assassinated. Aung San Suu Kyi, we put Daw to pay respect. So Daw Aung San Suu Kyi, she is the daughter of our national leader, General Aung San. Aung San Suu Kyi was only 4 years old when her father was assassinated. So when we have a demonstration in 1988, we all are on the street without any leader because country is systematically closed and we don't have any opposition leader. When the whole nationwide movement and calling for democracy was happening, she just came out and gave a speech. Her first public speech get all the support of the people because she is very smart, very courage, very charismatic, and very strong person. And we said, this is the person we are looking for to run the country and to lead us. After the coup, she decided to found her political parties called National League for Democracy. She now became a public figure and the people's democratic symbol. She was arrested and put under house arrest before the general election in 1990. Her party won landslide victories in the 1990 elections, but the result was not respected by the government. Even though her party was destroyed and many of the leaders were put under house arrest or in the prison, she kept working for the people. She is very talented and gifted speaker. She gained a lot of international attention and support. She was the 1990 Nobel Peace Prize laureate.
Nyoktae is the Burmese name for local string puppetry, and we had a chance to visit Thao Puppet Theatre in Rangoon to learn more about this traditional art.
This tradition in our country is last 1,000 years ago, starting from 11th century. We call the Pew Dynasty, and our theatre is named Tue U Myanmar. All our puppets are same as traditional style, and we are not missing modern music or modern character. We are playing traditional instrument also. Normally, our puppet shows are not 1 hour or 2 hour shows, last long, nearly 10 hours, starting from 9 or 10 p.m. in the evening until next morning 5 or 6 a.m. I am not from puppetry generation, but I am organizing those puppeteers. They are from puppetry family. We have only about 4 families left in Yangon. So their family are keeping this puppetry tradition generation by generation. So there will be, you see, the son and daughter of puppet master. They learn from their parents, and their parents learn from their grandparents. Like this, we are keeping tradition. Most of the puppet in the world are the string puppet or marionette. So in Southeast Asia, Myanmar is the only country for the string puppet. You can see here, we have 11 string for a normal puppets. Some puppets are less, some puppets are more. Depends on the character. You can see here, this is we call the wooden controller, and there are attached 5 string. 2 strings attached to the head and 2 strings to the back and waist. So this control the puppets for hand shaking or body movement. You see? And there are 6 strings manipulating by right hand. So they are attached to arms and legs. So this controlling for dancing. Okay, now she manipulating a puppet by combination of 5 plus 6. 11 string. So Myanmar puppet is famous in the world because the most similar to the human dancer. That is why.
We also had a chance to practice manipulation of the puppets, and it is much harder than it looks. Some puppets are very intricate, and up to 19 strings are used to control their movements by only one puppet master. Traditionally, puppets were used to entertain royalty before they became an entertainment for the general population. Burmese marionette or puppet troupes have 27 character figures. During the colonial period, puppetry was not supported by the rulers, so the art went into decline until 1990s, when it received official support once again and a revival occurred. Today, people can watch puppetry shows in many different places. Our final interview in Burma was with an author of children's book, Ex-Political Prisoner.
Well, I'm Matt Theda, and I was born in 1966. I was trained as a medical doctor. As soon as I became a medical student, and I started writing. So I also became a short story writer since I was around about 18.
So can you explain more about why were you sent to prison?
While I attended my final year medical school, that was 1988 demonstration for the democracy movement. So I became an activist. So because of this political involvement, I was detained in 1993. I was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. I contracted pulmonary tuberculosis and I got 6 months consecutive fever, and my body weight was only 80 pounds. So the situation inside was pretty bad. All the international organizations did a lot of effort for my release. So for that reason, they released me after 5 years, 6 months and on the humanitarian grounds. Since then, I think I keep defending at least freedom of expressions for our country. Being a Buddhist practitioner, I did Vipassana meditation. And this Vipassana meditation helped me a lot to survive. That is how I overcame everything. I started writing short stories while I was in my very late teenage years. And at that time, most of my short stories are about all ordinary people. I really want to let the other people know what's their situation, what's their feeling, and how we can help them. So this is how I started my writing. But I also do love my language a lot, and then its beauty. I love to play with words. I love to play with vocabulary. I love to play with the sentences and the style of writing. So for that reason, I became a well-known short story writer. I wrote up to nearly 70 short stories from 1984 up to 1988. But because of the censorship, my first novel was banned. It was banned throughout my prison years. So only after 10 years after I finished writing this book, that novel was published. And I finished another book. It's a prison memoir. And it's all about my experience in prison. And it was written in Burmese because I love my people to read it. So I intentionally wrote that in Burmese. Indeed, Burma issue is not yet a successful story, but I think here I really want to tell to all the ASEAN, or not only ASEAN but also Asian countries. We always say we are Burma, we are Thailand, we are Thai people, we are Vietnamese, we are something like that. So until and unless we never share any kind of sense of the ownership together, sense of the cooperation together, we cannot build the ASEAN community easily. We have to think seriously about basic human rights. If all the ASEAN countries and all the countries in Asia do care about the basic human rights, and we can solve so many problems. Because I think all the basic human rights are very much compatible with our needs. The key for making democracy surely established in any part of the society is only through education. I encourage my people to read, and reading is the best way to learn how to learn. So I think the key essence of education is learn how to learn.
We are in Myanmar, Yangon, and today I've been translated. It's kind of like hell toilet. It has some cockroach. My comic is about the toilet apocalypse. that has a many monster, ghosts, or some kind of alien is in the tiny toilet. It's yucky and poor. So in the toilet have many kind of special way to go to find the golden toilet. It is my inspiration of my comics.
Oh, in the first day I'm eat goat vein and what? Then all food as I think the first time.
โค้ดเวนเคอรี่
In this week, I'm very happy in Myanmar, and the food is very delicious.
I enjoy going to the Chuadagong Temple because the Chuadagong Temple is very beautiful. I enjoy the camera team because I film the interview about the human rights and I interviewed Dr. Matida.
This week, I enjoy the Chuadagong Temple and Aung San Museum.
I'm enjoy to go at the Aung San Museum because it have a lot of history about Aung San family and about Aung San Suu Kyi.
What I enjoy the most I think that the interview with Matida I really impressed about her attitude and her point of view about politics. Yeah.
I learned that if you are when you go up and then if you speak wrong stuff or write the stuff that if like I'm the writer and then the government here I say like something that they doesn't want me to hear and maybe they can put us in jail or something. I learned about Myanmar culture like say hello in Myanmar is Mingalaba.